Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to this short 5-minute broadcast. My name is Mala and I'm a student of the Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University. And we have a lovely topic to end the week with, and the title is Mindfulness Amidst the Busyness of Life. And I'd like to start with a quote from this Vietnamese philosopher called Thien Nhat Hanh, and he said, "Drink your tea slowly and reverentially." So you're really appreciating it as if the tea, is the axis on which the world or the earth revolves. So it's complete attention to the task at hand. And this, he said, is mindfulness, being fully present, even in the most mundane of tasks, the most so-called ordinary moments. Because when you look at life, just look at what I do every day. Every single moment, there's nothing remarkable about it. You get up, you brush your teeth, you do your meditation, you do whatever you do for the day. You go to work, you have your breakfast, etc. You cook, you interact with people. Typical day, every single moment is quite unremarkable. We tend to repeat the same things we do on a daily basis, which means the mind gets used to those tasks we do. And therefore, we start to find things start to get almost mindless. We don't need the mind's involvement when we are doing the task. And a very good example is driving. So say, for instance, if I drive to work every day, there are certain days when I don't even know how I got myself to the office. I've driven from home to the office. I was possibly listening to music or a class or a legal problem or some other thing, whatever, or even in a meeting, hands-free, of course. Yeah, so I was doing a lot of other tasks whilst driving the car, which means the mind was involved in other things, but still I managed to get myself to the office. So we live in a world which glorifies busyness. It's almost fashionable to say, if somebody asks you, "Oh, hello, how are you?" "Oh, I'm so busy." And actually, if you say you are not busy, you're almost looked down upon as, "Oh, she's nothing to do." So this "I am busy" is like a badge we wear. We proudly say, "I am so busy. I've got my work, I've got my house, I've got this, I've got that." There's this senior in our organization called Dadi Janki. She always says, "Never say you're busy, say you are easy." Because then you have space in the mind for yourself, for others, and for life. So busy is not the same as a meaningful life. I can only have meaning in my life when I am easy, when I'm light, when I'm peaceful. So busy is not the same as peace. And busy is certainly not the same as being present. So being present is coming out of that autopilot mode. I just gave the example of driving to work just now. An autopilot mode is also constantly thinking about the next task, the next task, the next task I have to do, thinking about the emails I have to respond to or the next problem I have to solve. The body is here, but the mind has just gone off into the future, into planning mode. Nothing wrong with planning mode, but if I'm obsessed in that mode, I will never be present. And there will never be quality energy in that thought which I'm planning for. It'll always be surface. I'll just be cruising through that thought. So even the tasks which I do as planned won't have that depth, that accuracy, and the energy which it needs for it to be successful. So mindfulness is a very huge topic. So I'd like to illustrate this with a little Buddhist story. And this is the story of a monk. A young monk once went to his teacher and said, "Master, I'm totally overwhelmed. There's so much to learn. There's so much to practice. There's so much to do, even in this hermitage which I'm living in. So my mind is very restless." And as the master was listening to this young monk, he kept pouring tea into a cup. And he kept pouring, he kept pouring, he kept pouring until the tea overflowed onto the table. And he just kept on pouring. And the young monk explained, "Oh, master, the cup is full. Why do you not stop pouring? And it can't fit any more tea." And the master said, "Like this cup, your mind is too full. You must first empty it before you can receive anything new and before you can do anything of quality." The lesson is very simple. When our minds are cluttered, and they often are, the mind often is cluttered with constant thinking, fasting thinking, too much thinking, planning, worrying, comparing, competing, being disheartened, we do not leave any space in there for the present moment. Like the breath we take, it's like having the pause between the past and the future. There is a pause in between called the present. And when my mind is racing, if we just check, it'll either be in the past, what somebody said or did, what I didn't do, or what happened, or planning for the future. It's never in that sacred space of the present. And being in that sacred space of the present while gently acknowledging the past, acknowledging the future. So you're acknowledging those processes, but choosing to be in that present space. That is called emptying the cup. And the more we choose to empty our cup in the present, not by force, but by sheer awareness. So I'm not rejecting the past or the future. I'm just being aware of the fact that I have a third option, which is the present. That is called mindfulness. And we can be mindful in any situation, working, washing the dishes, cooking, in all those mundane tasks, driving, waiting in line in the bank or in a queue, speaking to someone, in a social setting with the family, Every moment is an opportunity for me to choose to be in the present, in the now. So coming back to the now, and a beautiful way to come back to the now is simply to focus on the breath. Taking a deep breath in is a beautiful way to bring the mind back to the awareness of I, the soul, being present in every moment, every experience. And I, the soul, choose to be present in the now. And now is that beautiful space which allows me to breathe, breathing peace, breathing fullness into the moment right now. And where the mind is focused, miracles happen. The miracle of the present moment is all I have. So empower the present by bringing the mind into its full awareness. Thank you.